In Boston, we were going to move into a modified Phase 4, Step 1. That this is consistent with the cautious approach that we've taken throughout the pandemic. It's not lots of changes, but there are some changes that we are not going to be moving forward with as much as the state. We're going to go over the key aspects of the state's transition from Phase 4, Step 1, and how the city of Boston is going to approach a little differently. Starting Monday the 22nd, the state will allow indoor and outdoor stadiums, arena, and ballparks to open at 12% capacity, limit in place. They also have submitted a plan to the Department of Public Health. The City of Boston is going to align with the step. So that means that Fenway Park and Boston Garden will be able to have 12% capacity at indoor and outdoor events, which includes obviously in other areas in the city. We'll only allow these venues to go above 12% if the state eventually allows it. So we're not going to go beyond it. We're going to wait for the state to move forward, and we also want to make sure that we have certain parameters in place that are safe, so as we expand the seating in those different places. Boston's positivity rate, we're looking at a consistent positivity rate to go any higher than that to 2.75% for 2 consecutive weeks. Right now we're at 3.5%. We've seen declines. We've been kind of flat for a little bit here at 3.5%, but we want to see if the state increases the capacity. As of the moment, we want to see our rate in Boston come down to 2.75%. We're also requiring that these venues submit a safety plan to the city's licensing board. A safety plan in place. We have been working with the TD Garden. We've been working with Fenway Park. As a matter of fact, probably about 2 months ago, I actually went over to TD Garden and did a tour. I was over there for an event they had, and we did a tour afterwards. They put a lot of precautions in place, anticipating when fans would come back on the building. So I want to commend them for the way that they're operating at the Garden and some of the safety they put in place. Starting this Monday as well, the 22nd, the state's going to expand gatherings limits for events, venues, and public settings to 100 people indoors and 50 people outdoors. The City of Boston's we're also going to increase the gathering limits for event venues in public settings, but they will not be as high as the state's limit. City of Boston will increase the indoor gathering to 60 people indoor and 100 people outdoor. And again, to increase those limits, and we can move to those limits in a faster way if we get to under a 2.75 positivity rate for 2 consecutive weeks. So when we hit that goal of 2.75, or hopefully over the course of the next couple of weeks here, we keep it consistent for 2 weeks, then we will go up to the state number. Under the state guidance, outdoor gathering limits at private residences will remain in a maximum of 25 people, and the limits for indoor house gatherings will remain at 10 people, and the city will consistently line up with the state. The state is allowing dance floors only at weddings and certain other structured events, and overnight summer camps will be allowed to operate in the state. The city is going to go on with that one as well, so we're going to follow the state guidelines on that. Exhibition and convention halls may begin to operate following gathering limits and protocols. The city is also going to align with the state on that piece. As a reminder, in late February, when the state moved into Phase 3, Step 2, the City of Boston held back on some aspects. Starting on Monday, March 22nd, we will move those activities up to Phase 3, Step 2 levels. That means indoor performance venues such as concert halls and theaters will be allowed to reopen at 50% capacity with no more than 500 people. To be clear, this only applies to venues where the audience members stay in designated seating. Indoor recreational activities like laser tag, roller skating, trampolines, obstacle courses, escape rooms, I'm not sure what that is, will be allowed to open at 50% capacity. Live musical performances will be allowed at restaurants in Boston. This includes all live entertainment except for singing. Singing will not be allowed at this point indoors because of the risk of spreading droplets.